Around these Olympics, I like to call them the genocide Olympics. Anyway, I'm still on the team that I'm not even sure that we should be competing.
This is pro-insurrectionist, in the meantime, Fox News host, Morgan Ortagus.
Because there is an ongoing genocide in Xinjiang. So if we are going to go to a country, if we are going to compete and have American athletes there in a country that's committing a genocide.
Ortagus, who does not know China from Japan, went on the #1 cable news network and spewed this nonsense.
Even more important, Harris, to have the freedom of the American flag fully represented.
Is she wowing at her guest's stupidity or wowing at her sizzling hot take? What's most troubling is not just the inaccuracy. I mean, those run rampant at Rupert Murdoch's alt-right propaganda outlet. It's the fact that Morgan Ortagus served in the Trump State Department. She gave briefings. She handled foreign policy, as did many Fox News alums. The network served as a recruiting ground for Trump because, hey, what's he gonna do other than watch TV? I mean, is he gonna work? Just a quick heads up for Morgan here, there's this thing called coronavirus. It's a global pandemic that halted, among many things, the Olympics. The biggest story for the past few months was, should the Olympics even be played? But, I mean, that's a whole nother topic, I suppose. You're thinking of Xinjiang, China, where the Uyghur population settled and are now being locked up in prisons constructed by the Chinese government to wipe off the religious minority and or brainwash them to believing China is the greatest nation, per those who escaped and went on the record. Here's a map I made for you, Morgan. Xinjiang, China, in the first picture. The Olympics, located in Japan, is in the second.
The Olympic ratings are so low this year, the focus on woke and not the win?
Well, not only why the ratings are low, but why Team USA has done historically bad. Maybe they should pay more attention to their actual sport and less attention to their activism.
A hilariously awful person with a hilariously awful take. Just hang on a second there, buckaroo, tomato can, lasagna face, waste of space, supremacy is the place, know nothing pundit. What do you got to say about this? You remember when Team USA won gold in basketball? They used their platform to help elect Raphael Warnock over the supremacy gatekeepers David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, respectively.
You are making a statement with your t-shirt today.
We're a league that represents more than just basketball. I think this is just a great way to connect those dots between social justice and getting out and voting.
The reason Tomato hates this is because when athletes do not shut up and dribble, they make a wave of differences that do not go in the right wing's favor.
I have nothing against free speech. I'm a free speech purist. I think that they should be able to express themselves. But while they're competing for Team USA, they are in fact at work. So they should be focusing on their actual job.
Wait, is that so, Tam?
And just a bunch of gold medalists, man. Headed to get that gold, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh, hold up. Is that Kevin Durant of the NBA? The NBA that Tommy despises yet continually takes an L from? Just like...
Must they run their mouths like that? Oh, and LeBron and Kevin, shut up and dribble.
Anti-gay, pro-Trump Nazi Laura Ingraham?
I would encourage them to talk to fellow athletes of other countries that actually oppress their people, maybe China, maybe Iran. Ask them what oppression actually is.
Wait, what she's doing is minimizing the struggle. We have given you the numbers time and time again. They are depressing. Many of those athletes who represent Team USA protest because they have seen the struggle firsthand. They protest because it is their truth. It is patriotic to do so, to push for a more just tomorrow. Is it any surprise that when minorities organize, call out the atrocities, and try to bring awareness to a life or death issue, Tommy uses defamatory words to put them down? No, not in the slightest. I like how she brings up Iran, though. Maybe note that the United States has had sanctions on the country. Even in the wake of a global pandemic, the Trump administration restricted them from vaccines. You know, the ones Republicans espouse lie after lie after lie over. That's some oppression, no?
This is typical leftist so-called activism. They want attention, they want the limelight without actually doing anything to help anyone.
Oh, come on, trash can. She spewed the same lies about Colin Kaepernick, claiming it's all performative and he's just doing it for himself / for this brand / for the limelight, without noting he raised $1 million via what he called the $1 Million Pledge to help homelessness, at-risk families, education, community police relations, prison reform, inmates' rights, reproductive rights, hunger, and more. Tammy, he also started something called the Know Your Rights Camp, a free campaign to raise awareness on higher education, self-empowerment, and interaction with law enforcement.
From Hollywood, from athletes, from entertainers, they do nothing.
Again, wrong, but for her, par for the course.